Tanya Lee Davis, I can't believe you are in the studio.
I am here. Thank you for having me, Tom, my favorite talk show host.
Oh, I appreciate that because, listen, you're not just a guest on this show. I mean, you're a dear, dear friend and like a sister to me. So it's an honor to have you on the show today. Let's just talk real about the names. Little person, dwarf, midget, right? You hear it all.
Yes.
Let's talk about what's correct or anything along that line.
Okay, well, there's all sorts of, there's over 400 types of different types of dwarfism. And so the term little person or dwarf are the most commonly acceptable terms, you know, around the world. But it also depends on where you are geographically.
Yeah.
Like in Australia, they prefer the term short stature.
Short stature.
In the UK, they say people of restricted growth, but they've abbreviated it to porgs.
Porgs.
Yeah, so
That's
you
a
can
horrible
imagine.
name.
Snow White and the Seven Porgs. I know. Anyway, but it's all about context, right? Midget is the trigger one. But the way I look at it is it's all about context, right? And you choose to be offended. And you could, it doesn't matter whether it's the word midget or, I've been called a lot of things. People, if they have an intention to scream something from a car as they're passing by, it's generally not going to be good. So it could be the word midget or it could be the word schniggle-woggle. Still, it's directed.
Did you say schniggle-woggle?
Sniggle-woggle.
Sniggle-woggle.
Schniggle-woggle.
All right,
I don't know. It's just a made-up word. I mean, it literally, if you hear your schniggle-woggle, don't look now, there's a schniggle-woggle. Eventually, you're going to be like, I don't want to be a schniggle-woggle, right? Because you're being, you're being zeroed out, right? So that's why my point is, it doesn't matter what the word is. It's the context behind it. And so I'm a big believer of you have a choice to be offended. And people these days are really choosing to play the victim, right? To feel like they're victimized, and but you're choosing that.
Yes. So going back to childhood then, when was the first that you started to hear other kids say some of those names?
Well, in my household, little person, dwarf were Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? Then I started kindergarten, and I walked in. And it was like, oh my God, there's a midget. Don't look now, there's a midget. Oh my God, there's a midget. And I was like, where? Because I never heard that term.
Yeah, you thought they were talking about someone else.
No idea they were talking about me. I mean, I don't let other people have that power over that word for me. I use that word quite freely in my daily life. Like when, you know, we're moving into a new house, I'm going to midgetize it. You know, my people get what I mean then.
Right.
You know, dwarfize doesn't say midgetize.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that, right? Because we do live in a world that's very offended by a lot. The fact that you let that roll off your back, I think, is just beautiful. Thank you for watching. We hope you were influenced. Tanya Lee, thanks for being on.
Thank you, Tom. I love you.
Appreciate you.
I got lipstick.